Don't nobody budge, cause here come the judge. Judge Shorty is presiding today, and he don't get no stuff from nobody, no kind of way. Hey boy, take off that hat, where do you think you at? I know where you gonna be if you don't hear my plea. I'm here.
For inviting me and my wife to come down, anything for Dr. Adams. And Dr. Woods and Dr. Robinson, I just found out recently that these are late brothers, my brothers, and I thank them for their crazy introduction. I have a doctor in my family, she's nothing like you two. I tell you anyway, it's great to be here. Last week, an historic thing in our country happened. President Obama's administration signed into law the Health Care Reform Act, an act that will provide needed insurance to millions of Americans that were previously underinsured or non-insured. So I'm wondering, what does that mean for us black men? History shows that African American men have prematurely expired, died, at a much higher rate than any other ethnic group in America. Before a black man goes to the doctor for pain in his arm or leg, that arm or leg practically has to fall. And that's not because of a lack of insurance. It's because many of our black men here today and in the past are confused. And this confusion for us black men started a long, long time ago, probably to the beginning of life itself. Let's compare humans with some of the other mammals in this world. Let's look at elephants, lions, tigers. When they have little elephants, little lions, little tigers, within a few days, they're up and walking. Within a few weeks, they're running with the herd. Within a few months, they're hunting for their own food. We humans, men, on average, we're not walking until about a year. Unless you're my son, maybe 2 years.
Oh, God.
We're not running with the herd. We're not working. Then we are told that as black men, we have to be tough. We can go through that pain. We can't show others that we're hurting, that we have these weak spots. Right? After 20 years of dependency, all of a sudden now, we're expected to be independent. It's called John Henryism. Now you remember John Henry. John Henry was an American folk hero, notable for having raced against a steam hammer and winning, only to die of victory with his hammer in his hand. John Henryism is a style of strong coping behaviors used by many African American men to deal with psychological and environmental stressors such as career issues, health problems, and even racism. Most commonly, people with John Henryism are very career-oriented, but still confused with making the right decision to yield to others helping him, such as doctors, or taking medications, or just letting that arm and leg. But in closing, I do have one small story I want to share with each of you. There was a guy that was on a ship. And there was a shipwreck, and he was the only survivor, and he washed up on a small island, a small uninhabited island. You know, he prayed feverishly for days, for weeks, and months for someone to come and rescue him. And every day he scanned over the horizon, no one ever came. Exhausted, he finally managed to build a little hut just to keep him safe from some of the elements. He found a bunch of driftwood around, built himself a little hut. And one day he was out scavenging around trying to find some food. And when he came back, he saw that his little hut was on fire. Smoke sprawling up to the sky. His little hut just burned down to the ground. He felt that the worst thing in life had happened, everything that he had, which was not much, was burned up, lost. He was stunned with disbelief, grief, and anger. And he cried out, God, how could you do this to me? Early the next day, he was awoken by a sound of a ship approaching. It had come to rescue him. He says, how did you find me? How did you know that I was here? And his rescuer says, well, we saw your smoke signal. You know, it's easy to get discouraged when things are going bad. But you shouldn't lose heart, because God is at work in all of our lives, even in the midst of our pain and suffering. Remember, the next time that your little hut seems to be burning to the ground, it just may be a smoke signal that summons the grace of God. God bless you.